This is the Go Radio Football Show with Burger King. Order the ultimate food satisfaction with the flame grilled bacon double cheeseburger XL. Order your Burger King delivery now.
Let's go!
OK, it's not business as usual, but top of the table Hearts, followed by Celtic, followed by Rangers. And last night, a rare occasion for the autumn of 2025, Celtic winning and Rangers winning at the same time. And we've got two legends, superstars with us in the studio. Am I in the right studio, James? Yeah, of course I am. Billy Dodds is here. Peter Grant. Billy, I'm going to throw it to you first. What did you think of Martin O'Neill being back and Celtic winning 4-0 last night?
You kind of expect it when... I didn't expect Martin to be back. I mean, nearly fell off my seat when I saw that. And there was a few things come out that night, I'm sure we'll touch on it, where it was one thing after the other. And you're like, wow, oh my word. And then when Martin got announced, and then the statement. But I'm not surprised by the result, because you know the energy he brings. He's always had that. He's always had that aura. The players respected him, and you could see they stepped it up a notch and got a really good result against a Falkirk team who've been doing well.
Peter, for Rangers, 2 in a row, big win. I mean, that would have been match of the night. A lot of attention, of course. You were at the Celtic game. But what about Rangers? How big and important is that win at Easter Road?
I thought it was a fantastic win, Paul. I don't care how good you're even playing. You know, you can play really well and going to Easter Road and getting a result is a fantastic result. So them to go there under a little bit of pressure, could they put two results together, get a clean sheet as they finally did, you know, all these things. I thought it was a remarkable result. But I said a couple of weeks ago, the only way he can get it, and it's ironic, in the last two games he's done it, if he goes to a back three. And he's done it in both games, and he's got a result in both games. I'm not a clever coach, but I just think that's with the personality. I think that's the way with the personnel he has. He had to adjust. So that tells me he's got a wee bit about him. And that's why I said to you, I was more concerned about him than I was Steven Gerrard getting the job. That's why, and I think you're already seeing that with the wee tactical things he does.
If you're a St Mirren fan, you're raging, aren't you? Because that East of Scotland bias, I'm kind of joking. You know, they always say, oh, the media's in the West, the power's in the West. But what was wrong with that third goal for St Mirren? What was wrong with it?
They do that free kick regularly. They run to, if it's a free kick high up the pitch, they have their zonal line. If they play against zonal, they run to and just stand. And it's not really a block, and it wasn't really a block last night because Lawrence Shanklin knew it was coming, dipped round it, there was no problem, and somehow they found it to be interfering. I mean, mind blowing. And I think that'll be one of the ones that come out with Willie Collum's programme, and they'll probably admit they're wrong.
It could be a big moment in the league race. We'll never know. But Hearts are still in there. But they dropped points last night. What about Motherwell? Good win for them, 2-0 against Dundee United. Well, fans give us a shout. And Aberdeen got that away win at Kilmarnock. It's not been a good week for the Killie. I know they had so much possession, but it was Stuart Armstrong who scored. So what do you think? 08, 08, 17, 17, 700. We'll hear from Danny Röhl. We'll hear from Martin O'Neill. I'll tell you what, Peter, you can still jump when Celtic score. In fact, maybe higher than he was 20 years ago.
Absolutely. Listen, you never lose that, Paul. Billy will tell you, as long as you're involved in the game, you've seen it when they went back and Billy and all that went back into Rangers. When Rangers scored, they were all delighted. You never lose that feeling. You know, when you've worked hard on a training ground, I know it was only 24 hours, 40 hours, whatever it was, the excitement you get your team winning a game, because you know that's what it's all about. And all he spoke about since he came in is winning, to bring that confidence back. So getting the goals, because let's be honest, at 1-0, Kasper Schmeichel had a fantastic save. You know, so that could all of a sudden change things a little bit, brings a little bit of nervousness, and then you're looking at something completely different.
It's amazing, Paul. You say we'll be hearing from Danny Röhl and we'll be hearing from Martin O'Neill. If you'd have said that to me a month ago, I would have told you you're bonkers. But it's true now, isn't it? And I'm not surprised. Would you think that Martin O'Neill would even have to go on the training ground and work on things? Maybe a couple of things like set piece or whatever, but I just think the energy that would come naturally, and they seemed to step it up a notch last night. They were really good, and it wasn't their strongest team.
Nope. He's infectious, his enthusiasm. Let's hear. We're going to go on the lines in a second or two. 08, 08, 17, 17, 700. This is Martin O'Neill after the 4-0 win, and he was saying, you know, keep it simple.
Simple. It is, honestly. You can complicate the game. The game is actually still quite simple. And you get back to, you know, the old word about basics. When in possession, do something. If you are a creative player, make something happen. And when you lose the ball, you've got to get back in as quickly as possible. And I think that, Listen, I got great help from the backroom staff. Sean was terrific with me. We had something to eat last night and we're talking it through again. Early this morning again, running through things at the Falkirk. And there's only so much you can do. So I got great help, you know. I got help from Mark Fothering, and the rest of the backroom staff were terrific, you know, really, really good for me. So, and obviously when the goals were going in, take a big sigh of relief, and I'm delighted to have won.
Keep it simple. On the line is Michael in Liverpool. Hi, Michael.
Good evening, Paul. Good
evening, Michael.
Peter. Good evening, Billy.
Evening, Michael.
I'm so happy that Martin's back, because Martin's got that aura about him, and he's got a great sense of humour. I listened to his interview on Sky and all that with Sean Maloney, and I hope he extends his stay. But if not, I would like to see either Kieran McKenna or Club Bruges guy manager, or the Bodo Glimt.
Yeah.
Because of the experience. I wouldn't take Damien Duff, and I wouldn't take Robbie Keane.
All right, let's stay in the positives just now, Michael. What do you think, Peter? It's not out with the bounds of possibility, or is it? That, because we've all heard months ago, Sean Maloney is going to be the next manager, coach, or whatever. People say, you're kidding. But it's Martin O'Neill there overall. Now, it's game one. If they win on Sunday, it's a big win. Everyone's looking forward to it. And then if they do well in Europe, I mean, could you see Martin stay with the club? And overall, because the head coach is all ready to get into place. John Kennedy's gone. There's a real changing of the guard.
I think what you'll see with Martin, you know, Martin's main man at the LMA down south now. So he's very much involved in football. He knows everything that's there, and he's never taken his eye off the ball. He talks about it a lot as a pundit, as we sit and do here. But what he's got that love for football, and he'll always, I'm sure, Dermot Desmond, whoever else at the club, if they needed advice on anything, whether it be the next manager or whatever, I'm sure they would always have Martin. That'd be the first call they would make, because of the experience, the personnel that he dealt with at Celtic, because he had big players, massive players at that football club at that particular time. He bought boys that had already won things in the Premier League in England. So he knew how to handle them, and he knows it's not just a football player. We talk about it on here all the time about Celtic and Rangers. It's not just the football player, Paul. There's a lot more to being a Celtic player and being able to handle it. You know, and Martin O'Neill knows what it takes.
So will he still be?
I think
here.
I don't think he's ever away.
Yeah.
If you if you understand what I'm trying to say, Paul.
I do, but
no, I don't think he is. I don't think he's ever been away. And I think whatever he does now, even if it's a young coach that comes in, it'll be. I'm sure Dermot and I would say, Martin, what do you think? Is this the right profile? Is this the right guy? Because Martin knows what it is. You're right, Sean will be doing most of the coaching on the pitch. Yeah. But I'm sure that was the same with John Robertson, Steve Walford.
Exactly.
Particular, so that's never changed. Sure. Martin's psychology is the wee things, as I said last night when he spoke about Callum McGregor, when nobody was talking about Callum. He threw something in about Callum.
He did, he praised him.
And I said, Callum's been excellent in the last 2 games. These wee things other managers probably wouldn't do. They talk about the team, they talk about this, but he's because he knows Callum's been under a bit of pressure.
But that's worth being paid. My point is he going to be there on the books, getting paid? And why not?
But I think that would be Martin's decision. I don't think. Okay. I genuinely think that'd be Martin. Right. Listen, Paul, as a manager nowadays, Billy will tell you he was in it for a small period of time there. The amount of travelling, the amount of games, and it does take its toll.
Punishing.
It is punishing. And there's no getting away from that, no matter. And it's different. And I'm not saying Martin's older than Eden, but probably enjoy that. But to do that in the press conferences consistently, that does take its toll. And he's enjoyed that period out.
But he's going round the country and he's doing nights with Martin O'Neill. But what better than being nights as the Celtic?
But not preparing for a match.
You drop all that. See if you fancy it, that all goes.
Exactly.
And you concentrate. The one thing I would add to that is, got plenty of youth round about.
Absolutely.
You can see right away who's selected.
Did you see that happen, Billy? You know, you just months ago were part of it at Rangers. Are the club sort of taking over and having a director of football or whatever? Maybe that's Martin O'Neill, and then coaches. I mean, is Sean Maloney going to stay, do you think?
Well, I'm saying Martin selected, probably the club selected him, but you can see where they're aiming at. Look, get the old figurehead in, who has so much aura about him, so much energy about him. It's infectious, as you said, Paul. So that's the start of it, and then surround them with this youth. And you know what? You're right, Peter. It could be a sounding board because you get so many tools, hasn't he? Where he could be a director of football. He could help the club football wise because lately they look as if they've needed a bit of that. So he's got a bit of everything. So who knows whether he'll be at the club as manager or a director of football. You never know. But he had a little slip up in,
what did he say
in the BBC last night? He said whether I'm here for the long term or the short term. And I'm thinking, why even mention long term?
exactly where he said interim. And I was listening to this and I'm thinking you could see a play here. Michael, would you be happy with that? I'm not advocating for this at all. I'm just watching it.
Paul, I'd be very happy.
Yeah.
But you know something, what you are just saying there, guys, right? I would love him to be on the board, like Kenny Dalglish is with Liverpool. But I still would like Celtic to change their model, their structure and their strategy, right? Because I don't want a manager coming, right, guys, who's going to be a yes man, because it won't work. It'll just upset the fans again, right? So for me, guys, I would like to see a whole new fresh board.
Okay.
So guys who've got ambition,
that's not going to happen, right? Because, and Michael, I'm not disagreeing with you or agreeing. It's not happening, right? The statement from a shareholder, albeit the biggest shareholder, is astonishing. And
a guy that never goes usually to press.
But he was there last night. Oh, sorry,
all the game, every game,
sure.
but he never goes to press. Hardly ever goes to press. And an odd time he'll turn up a game, and suddenly he was there last night because it was Martin's first game.
So Michael, you could say all night if you want. The board are not going to go. They might make some changes. That who knows?
See, that was a worry for me. We spoke about a couple of weeks ago, Paul. That Brendan came out with the wee comments. And if you keep chipping away like that, especially after he'd said a couple of times, let's put that to bed to Christmas time, till we get back into the market then if we possibly can, and then he'd come out and throw something else again. You have to be very careful. I said to you at the time, I thought it was wrong timing. I didn't think it was things that had been used. And he said, no, I don't regret it. And he tried to explain it. But I think if you're on the other side of that and you know certain things, it's going to be hurting you. And people don't want to hear. The fans were sick hearing it. So let's take responsibility for performances. Because no matter what anybody says, without a shadow of a doubt, you needed players in. But after the Kyra and all that, there was a massive pressure because the bottom line is the performances weren't good enough. But the players there were still good enough to beat them, and it didn't happen. So there's always, and it doesn't matter if you're managing Celtic Football Club. I know what it was like. We had a few bad results and we were out the door. We had one horrendous result and you're out the door, you lose your job. So you have to be very, very careful because nobody's above that, no matter how successful you are.
Nobody's above the club.
No, never has been.
Is Dermot Desmond above it?
Nobody has.
But he put it in the statement referring to Brendan Rodgers, but it also smacked of, oh my goodness, he comes in and says, boom.
But Paul, but the thing I said to you, it's about managers going. We've always talked. I'm not talking about board or anything. I'm talking about managers and players. It doesn't matter. They'll come and go. The badge and the people that stand in the terracing, they're the ones that are there all the time. And I'm including the board and all that as well in that. The ones that stand in the terracing are the ones that's there. That's who you're representing. You're representing that badge, not the name on the back. That's never the case. And they'll all come and they'll all pass through. What you've got to be doing is when you're there, treat it with respect. I thought we were turning into Rangers. There was that much. There was that much talking about infighting and change, and you can't constantly do that, because it's not a happy place. And you see what happened to Ibrox. How many managers have had in a short period of time?
We know what happened with the transfer window. They got it wrong. They played Russian roulette. We've spoken about it. It's old news. But he picked a fight with a power broker. And you know what? Am I right in saying this, that it was Dermot Desmond that talked Brendan Rodgers into going back the second time?
Absolutely. He wasn't coming back in the summer of 2023.
So that shows you how close a relationship they had. And suddenly it shows you how much it was broken, because he could have just thanked him. He's obviously pushed him to the brink. Because he is a powerhouse, he could have just gone, Brendan, I thank you, but I'm not happy with you with this one. You're going, and just sent him on. But he sent him away with a heavy slap.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was incredible to have that relationship close, to show how much it was broken, and still send him away after what Brendan's done for the club, because he's won all those trophies. It should have been and could have been, on you go, thank you very much for your time, you've been a brilliant manager for Celtic, we were close but we're not now, I'll not say anything publicly. No, it was the complete opposite. It was a heavy kick up the backside on the way out. Was absolutely incredible.
Michael, how are you feeling about Sunday? What do you think? Is there a bounce?
I played Scarachi. He's a brilliant player, him, by the way.
Yeah, Sriracha, yeah.
I like him because he's very direct. He bombs up and down.
He's technical, Michael, isn't he? Yeah, he's technical as well, Michael.
He's very technical, Billy. Do you know what I mean? I like him as a defender, pal. And I liked it how Martin put Osmond on as well. And it was nice to see Johnny Kenny get his 2 goals today.
Peter, that'll do a lot for him, won't it?
Fantastic, but that was a slight. People asked what there was slight change to it last night. There was. Engels played along with McGregor, so they played as a 2 there, and they put Nigrin in behind Johnny Kenny, which I said he needs support. And I thought, I must admit, before the game, I was thinking, will he play Johnny Kenny because Martin likes experience? I thought there was a possibility even he was going to play Nigrin up front because he likes that bigger stature up there. But that's exactly what he did, Paul. He played right up the pitch, right next to him. You see, for the goal, he puts the header back across. So playing that a little bit higher, 2 sitting and 1 higher, instead of the 2 at the side of Callum. And it worked. But you talk about the small details. He left 1 up at a corner where Celtic always bring people back, everybody back. He left 1 up. So, and I'm a great advocate for that because I think if the ball gets cleared, it keeps coming back.
That's how it always used to be, wasn't
it?
Well, if you leave 1 up, it keeps 2 defenders back as well.
All these things.
So why did that
change? If you don't leave any up, you'll get another defender coming on your box.
Is that Pep?
Absolutely.
What is Pep? No.
But that's what I'm saying. But small details like that were important. Whether that's came for Sean and Martin and that, but that changed the game. And I thought that was very important last night. So Nigrin had a few chances. Johnny Kenny scored 2. You have Nigrin scored and he could have had more. So Engel gets 90 minutes. All these things. So obviously, that experience, no matter how the boys are coaching, a wee bit of knowledge and understanding what it takes to win games of football.
They needed it going into the semi-final.
Yeah, absolutely.
A bit like Rangers need to go to Hibs, but they had won their game against Kelly. They didn't want anything going wrong going into the semi-final, but Celtic needed a big result and they got it.
Who's going to be the Celtic manager in the long term? Michael, thank you so much for your call. Loads more coming in. 0808 17 17 700. And we're going to talk Rangers in a moment or two. We'll hear from Danny Röhl. Look, horror start last Thursday night in Europe, but my goodness, the last couple of games. What do you think, Rangers fans? Are you now on the right road? This is the manager speaking last night after the back-to-back wins. No, in fact, we'll play that just after the break. What happened after the Celtic result at the weekend until Monday night? Because business was going on Monday. The programme was ready for the game, but I heard it had to be pulped. Do you still pulp stuff? But there was no programme last night.
That's right.
Published, because obviously it was the manager's notes was Brendan Rodgers. What changed? You do wonder, don't you? Is it all about the result on Sunday? Surely not. There must have been. Things have moved, haven't they? What was going on in the background?
It was what was getting said by Brendan has obviously pushed Dermot Desmond and the board to the brink, as I said. And they've just said, nope, we're not having it. I don't care what you've done. I don't care how you've handled this. You're not getting away with what you're saying. You can see it. If you come out the bubble and you have a look in, you kind of see it, don't you, how it's transpired.
But Brendan resigned, didn't he?
I'm not 100% sure on that. I know it's come out with that. You can never argue with that because that's what they'll put out.
Yeah. Did you ever resign? In quotes?
No, I didn't need to. You just got the Dan Mac.
Right. Which was ridiculous. Months after the cup final. It's some intrigue, isn't it, Peter? You were on here on Monday. Martin Neal was on with Jim on Talk Sport. Jim's tuned in just now. It's a phenomenal story. Are you joining the backroom team? Come on, tell us. And you need to be.
Well, you need to wait till the phone call.
Exactly.
I said they're surrounding themselves with youth.
And experience.
They said I'm too young.
No, they need it.
Exactly.
Peter, I tell you what, it's not a daft one, mate.
No, indeed. Amazing. So Jim was on the phone earlier and I said, well, early in the year we got a call from Barry Ferguson the Sunday night saying, well, he told me that he was about to go to Rangers, and Jim got the call from Martin. It's an incredible story. And will he regret saying Rangers, I'm paraphrasing, they're not really in the equation for the league, and Hearts could well, it'd be great for the game. I saw a Jambos fan this morning. I said, really?
It's mental just now in Scottish football.
It's crazy.
What's going on with the old firm, and then Hearts sitting at the top as well. I mean, it's unparalleled. It's probably they put out a question last night. Have you ever seen anything like this? And I can only parallel with it with Mo Johnson knocking Celtic back and going to Rangers.
No, he accepted it.
I know. Yeah, but he accepted it, knocked him back, and then
I was at the media conference.
I mean, that's the kind of scale it's on.
I know.
Yeah, but what it tells you,
close, but
but no, what it tells you, Paul. You look at Sky. It was their first news story. It was breaking news, and I keep telling you, Dodds will tell you, Celtic and Rangers are big news wherever you go. Let's not be kidded. That is the big news. That was the big stories, and that tells you how big the clubs are. That's so important. We don't forget that, but we've got to use that the right way to our advantage.
No, I agreed. I mean, it's huge. Although maybe the league is frowned upon at times, when something like that breaks from Celtic or Rangers and the manager goes, and it's happened twice in the last couple of weeks, it is incredible news.
We're up for the Cup. We're 3 days away from Rangers against Celtic.
The Go Radio Football Show with Burger King. Try the new and improved Whopper, bursting with flavour and juicier than ever.
Let's go!
Well, you know the score by now. We've teamed up with Future Building Developments, giving you the chance to win tickets for the game on Sunday. And my goodness, every day as we get closer to it, it's more eagerly awaited. Celtic against Rangers, Hampden, 2 o'clock. The League Cup, the Premier Sports Cup semi-final. So every night this week we've been pitting both sets of fans head to head in a winner stays on game. Tonight, returning after last night's win, is a Rangers fan, Stuart from Barrhead, who's taking on Tommy from Motherwell. Stuart, good evening again.
Hello, how you doing?
We're good, thank you. You okay? Yep.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Great.
Fine.
Do you want to say hello to your contestant? It's Tommy in Motherwell. Hi, Tommy.
Hiya. How you doing, Tommy?
There you go. There's Billy Dodds saying hello, and Peter Grant. Hi, guys. Yep.
How you doing?
Good. Where are you in Motherwell, roughly?
I'm down next to Southglade Park.
Ah, right, okay, yep. I was going to say you used to run round there, Peter. Was that part of you? Did
That
it?
was our
Big Billy took you
that
there,
was our
didn't he?
pre-season. Before the shows were there.
Yeah.
Before the shows were there. That's for sure. Of
course,
you know,
I've done it with Queen of the South as well.
Of course, because it's just at the motorway, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a tough shift out there.
I was going to say it was a excursion those days.
4.6 miles, I think it
I
was.
know, I
and-
remember.
And you had to do it in
I used to do it.
25 minutes.
That was easy.
You obviously never ran it then, did you?
I did. 25 minutes. Anyway, who cares what I did?
In a car.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Was it a Honda?
I'm saying nothing. I'm not going down that route.
Nothing wrong with a Honda Civic.
That's John Maguire, that.
Indeed. Right, we'll get straight to it. You know how it works. Tommy, your first night on. So if we've got a series of clues, it's about a Rangers player from the past. And if you know the answer, don't shout out the name you think. Give us your name. Okay, Tommy?
Okay.
Stuart,
Yeah,
you've got
okay.
a handle on this. Here we go. Question number 1. And if you win tonight, you're on tomorrow night. So question 1. This player was part of a Rangers 9-in-a-row team. So that could have been a number of players. I think.
Stuart.
Yeah, Stuart, go for it.
Brian Laudrup.
You're kidding. Oh, Stuart. How did you know it is Brian Laudrup?
Well, that was quick.
Tommy's not even got a word in yet. He's not even got to the starting line at Strathclyde Park.
Sorry, Tommy.
I sure you.
That was a wild guess.
Can we ban Stuart? Is there any way? Oh, Tommy, I'm sorry about this. I'll give you the next one. He played alongside Paolo Maldini. He played in Germany, Italy and the Netherlands. So I thought at that point, he's won the Euros with the national team. That surprised everyone, didn't it? Denmark 1992.
Yeah.
In fact, they were late qualifiers, I think. I remember he left Rangers for Chelsea and he won the Super Cup in his first game. He scored against Celtic. Walter Smith signed him from AC Milan. His brother Michael also played professional football. If you hadn't got it by then, both of you would have. He's from Denmark. Tommy, I don't know what to say. Anyway, good news for you last night though. Big win against Hibs. Did you watch it?
Yeah, no, I was at it. It was a really good one. Very nervous the last 10 minutes, especially when they got the penalty. But it was good to get another win, so another step in the right direction.
What about Danilo? Was it his dad that was there celebrating? Did you see it on the telly?
Yeah, he was running about up and down the stairs. He had flags waving
Danilo's
at everybody.
Yeah, no, I saw him. Yeah, I saw him
That's
last
some
night.
celebration, wasn't it?
I mean,
Yeah.
he wasn't given a hoot what anybody. Can you choose my word carefully there? But
well done.
he wasn't given a hoot about what anybody thought jumping. I mean, he wasn't even in the Rangers fans. He was jumping trackside, then with the flag and jump about with the Rangers top.
Yeah.
It was really good for him that his boys scored when he was there.
What about Jack Butland? He flapped a bit at the weekend, but what about that penalty save? Tommy?
Yeah, another great save. Yeah, another great save.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that he did the same a year ago with the exact same player with a different team as well. So
True. Yeah, he did. Aberdeen. I know. When I saw him walk up, everyone says this afterwards, but it was the exact same as he did against Aberdeen last week.
Last season,
Aberdeen against Rangers, Billy, wasn't it? Similar.
Yeah. He does. It's happening a lot in the game now where they run up with their body open and they think that they're showing the goalkeeper to the left and they just close their foot at the last minute. But obviously Butland's done his homework.
Yeah.
It was a routine save for Jack.
It certainly was. And Tommy, what do you think? What's your ambition under Danny Röhl? Obviously to win everything, but realistically, what do you reckon?
I think if we can go do well in the cups and we need to get the team back together again and playing for each other. We've seen that in the last 2 games. We've seen a lot more of that. But to be honest, we just need to get in the right direction and unite the fans again with the manager, which we've seen in the last 2 games because there was a massive disconnect.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can progress, but it's going to be a hard game on Sunday as well. So we just need to take each game as it comes.
I hesitate to ask, are you going to the game? You might have been if you'd won these tickets, but we've not helped you with that.
Yes, I'm going.
You're going.
Yes, I'm going. But this was so I could take my wee boy. So.
Oh, that would have been brilliant. Yeah.
James, the producer, honest, coming out with an obvious one, doesn't even give Tommy a chance.
Mind you, there's a few. It wasn't that obvious. Listen, Tommy, thanks so much for joining us here on the Go Radio Football Show, and we hope to speak to you again.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Tommy. Stuart, very well done. I was joking at the beginning. I mean, what made you think Brian Laudrup then? I mean,
just a random 9 in a row. It was the first one that popped into my head.
Because he was the best player.
Yeah, he's one of the first ones. If you made it more difficult, I could have gone for like a Charlie Miller or something like that. But
right. Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah. Peter,
I'm getting glared at.
No, I'm just glad that, as I say, the boy Tommy never taken his son because I didn't want it to be in tears on Sunday. So I didn't want that. You know what I mean? I'm only kidding.
Tommy just got a fraction of the programme, right? Get wiped out, and then Peter saying that.
I know.
So he's done his son a favour.
Yeah,
I'm only joking.
Yeah, Tommy mentioned there about the belief. This is Danny Röhl speaking after the win last night, and that is a part of it. He's trying to bring the players and the fans together.
Yeah, you feel it general in the changing room at the moment. They understand as well that we need this spirit to win games. I think this is, and it was a big part for me when I arrived to give them exactly also the way. But of course, you can speak as a manager on the pitch. There are the players. What I really like was at the end of the game when you see now our supporters and the players come closer and they recognize what we are doing. I think this is a great spirit to feel this after 1 week. Maybe 1 week ago we were a little bit far away from each other and now we come closer, and this is great to see.
Tommy, good for you to hear that, isn't it, with the manager? Will you come back on again tomorrow night?
Stuart.
I beg your pardon. I just can't go with that word. Sorry, Stuart. Stuart, we'll hear you tomorrow night right about the same time. In fact, probably 6:20 tomorrow. Yeah,
that's the final or more, isn't it?
That is, yeah. Stuart.
Yeah, that's when I make a backside it, don't worry.
Stuart, good luck tomorrow night. That's you're on a roll.
Yeah, it's quick.
Thanks very much, Mike.
Well done, Stuart. Thank you, Stuart. All the best.
Yes, Stuart.
Thanks a lot, lads.
Cheers, thank you. That is phenomenal there.
What a guess.
Isn't it? Yeah. So listen, if you want to be on tomorrow night, go to thisisgo.co.uk, and with our friends at Future Building Developments, you could be on your way to Rangers Celtic Sunday, Hampden Park. Everyone, I think we're all off to it and looking forward to it as well.
I'm working at it, yes. I'm working at it. Of course, I'm looking forward to it. Get Falkirk Kelly first, though.
All right. Have you?
The Saturday.
I've got on the Saturday. It's an early kick-off. Yeah. Are you on with Pat Bonner then?
I'm not sure who's on it. It's usually
Radio Scotland, they'll have somebody from Celtic.
Oh no, definitely,
yeah.
I can't do both.
No. Peter,
I don't
are you
think
on?
it'd be accepted.
No, I'm going as a punter.
Oh right, okay.
Yes, I'm going to just enjoy the game, Paul.
Right,
you wearing your scarf?
Yeah.
Of course.
Right.
Maybe I'll have a top on.
Listen, we're talking about 2 in a row and all the rest of it. What about the Well? A good win last night for them against Dundee United. Hugh's on the line. Hi Hugh, good evening.
Good evening, guys. How are we today?
Evening, good, thanks.
Tip top. How about you?
Obviously, extremely pleased with the performance last night. If anything, I was a bit disappointed in Dundee United. I thought their tactics in the first 45 minutes was extremely poor.
What were they?
I mean, the goalkeeper was wasting time after 10 minutes. He's putting the ball thought. You're taking a by kick. I mean, surely you want to be by pace. So, again, I'm only want to concentrate well, but I just thought Jim Goodwin would have done something different because I was expecting different things from him. I was expecting a more harder game than what the game actually was. The first 45 minutes, I don't know if you've seen the highlights of that, we just absolutely ran over the top of them again, but again, we're not turning the possession, turning the chances into goals. I think it will come, definitely will come. I said it before, we will hammer a team, we'll take 5 or 6 off a team.
Yeah.
You just want it to be a wee bit sooner now, get the confidence up more. I just think Saturday is going to be a tougher game than what a lot of fans actually think. And because St Mirren probably will sit in a lot more. I mean, they're going to get a confidence after last night's result. I've seen their game. I mean, I don't understand how they get the goal chopped off as well with Shankland. I don't know where that came from, but
it's a shocker, isn't it? I mean, it was wrong.
I just looked at it going, why is that goal actually being chopped off? Shankland wasn't even going to reach it anyway. He was nowhere near it. So why are we chopping goals off just for the sake of having an excuse to chop a goal off? Where's the entertainment value? Where's the enjoyment as a supporter? As we've seen on here before, you can't celebrate now because you're waiting for this decision, and it's taking the full enjoyment away from the game now. But I think it'll be a good game on Saturday because St Mirren will probably try and nullify us for for how we're playing. But I think the bigger pitch will actually suit us better than what it will do St Mirren because we move the ball so quick. And you seen that last night, the pace we've been moving the ball at, and what in the middle of the park is just phenomenal. I'm not just saying this, it must be the signing of the season just now.
That's his first goal, wasn't it, last night? Yeah.
But what a goal.
Some strike as well,
wasn't it? What a goal.
Can I ask you what you were talking about Dundee United? What did they play last night? Because they've been flipping it. They've been playing a back four, a 4-2-3-1, and then they've been going to a 5. And I'm not sure what they played last night.
But Billy, see, to be perfectly honest, I don't even think they knew we were playing because it looked as if they started with a back 3. Then when I looked, I thought it looks as if there's 5 or 6 in defence now, and there was really nothing there. I don't mean to be picky or anything like that, but how Sybil never get booked prior to how we get, and the challenge he done for the booking was an absolute disgrace. It could have been a red card if it was any worse than that. They were so lazy last night, so lackadaisical, and you thought, I didn't expect that of them. I expected a lot bit more energy. When they came out of the second half, he changed it again. He put another man in midfield. And for the probably first 10-15 minutes of the second half, that's the team I expected to start. I thought, now we're in a game, you can actually see they were pressing us. But see, after that 10-15 minutes, they went back to how they were in the first half. And I was bitterly disappointed. I heard Jim Goodwin after the game for his comments, and he was 100% right. We were so far ahead of them, and they couldn't get near us. But I was disappointed in Dundee United. I expected a wee bit more out of them. I'm more than happy with the result.
It's not very often you get a fan whose team was 1-2-0 convincingly coming on and worrying about their team.
Hugh's always really balanced.
But to be fair to Hugh's right. I listened to the report on the game, and they were saying that Jim changed it and near enough went man for man in the second half to stop Motherwell playing, and that's a respect they've earned with the way they're trying to play. You know, and I hear the Motherwell manager talking about if they'd Masquiniki, is that how you say his name? He should score more goals because he said he's even good in the air. He should score more goals. He said, and that's probably the games we've dominated. He said probably they didn't deserve as much out the Livingston game. You know, he thought he got away with one there. But I think when you're playing St Mirren, I agree with Hugh that going into this game against Stevie Robinson's team, they'll be very much prepared. Stevie will look at who's played. Celtic, Motherwell played really well against Celtic, 10 chances. They're still taking chances. Stevie will not allow that. His team will be after you. They will make you fight. And Hugh thinks he maybe sit in. They sort of always sit that sort of deep, but I think they'll not allow Motherwell to get the first 2 passes in, because if you allow that, and Dodds will tell you, once you allow them to get the passes in, it becomes a little bit more difficult to close it down.
This is sounding like a tight game, Hugh. You gave us a great assessment there. So you love your Motherwell. I heard you saying that a few weeks ago. Somebody's going to get a doing from Motherwell, but then it's been a tough few weeks, but then 2 wins. Isn't it a crazy league?
Up to 5th as well.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? But they were looking the other way 10 days ago.
There was a scenario that could have been bottom last week if Aberdeen had won and Motherwell had lost at Livingston. But fair play to them. They love their manager, they love their brand of football. They've had 2 wins, suddenly bang, 5th.
Who is going to win on Saturday?
Ask you.
Yeah.
Hugh.
No, I'm asking you. Ask Billy. You're not in the BBC, will I? No, I know they asked you there as well. What do you think, guys? What would you say? I mean,
I'm going to go for Motherwell to steal it 2-1.
You're going for the well.
I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't know if you. And I mean, the brand, it's two different styles, because Motherwell just play through the lines for fun, and the fans are loving it. St Mirren will sit at times, but try and get a pressure on to stop you, maybe from set pieces or the goal kick. They'll try and put a pressure on, and then when they win it, they're going to bomb it and play in the right areas, because everybody has a go. St Mirren, they launch up to their big two if they play them, but St Mirren, when they get up there and they get it down, they play in the final third as well, and really good result. Hugh's right to point that out. They could have been doing with St Mirren getting beaten last night, and then I think that was 4 in the bounce going into the semi-final. So,
but Dodgy, you could say about that, but the team that's leading the league, Hearts.
Yeah.
If you're talking about people bombing the ball forward, Hearts never threw the ball out once against Celtic. They put it in and make you ask questions. There's not a divine right turn it. Motherwell play in a certain style, Celtic play a certain style. You're allowed to do that as a manager. What for the players you have, that's why I fancy him.
That's what Brendan said, and get a bit of stick for it. You better watch yourself, Peter, because Derek McInnes said about the second goal, he was like, oh, look at when we got there and we went from left to right, right to left, and then Kizarides stuck it in the bottom corner.
Exactly.
Don't let him off the hook. So you think Motherwell, Billy?
I wouldn't be surprised if it goes extra time.
And at the end of that,
Motherwell to sneak it.
Motherwell to sneak it, you reckon? Hugh, will you come on afterwards and speak to us?
I certainly will.
Thanks, Hugh.
Cheers, Hugh. We're going back on the lines. Kevin.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers, thank you. 0808 17 17 700. Kevin's up next.
The Go Radio Football Show with Burger King. Try the new and improved Whopper, bursting with flavour and juicier than ever.
Let's go!
Paul Cooney, Peter Grant and Billy Dodds on the Go Radio Football Show with our friends at Burger King. What a week it has been in Scottish football. Rangers getting 2 in a row there, getting ready for the game on Sunday. Celtic, well, who could have believed? Monday night, Peter Grant was here, Martin O'Neill was in TalkSport, and it's all changed. Peter's on Celtic TV last night, you're here tonight, so we're waiting for a call for you. Billy, just a few months ago, you're in the dugout. It's not unusual that you were called up along with Barry and Neil McCann, but it's amazing. It's a year of so many changes at the big two.
Yeah, and you never usually get it. I mean, you've got to be in complete turmoil if the manager's changing regularly at both, not so much Celtic, but at both Rangers and Celtic, but more at Rangers recently. It's got to be turmoil, and it has been. I mean, let's be honest about it. We were saying here like Celtic were winning games and they were still top of the league at that point for Hearts hit their not their wee mini run there that took them top, but Celtic were winning games, and you're still looking at the club and seeing it was in turmoil. The fans weren't happy having a go at the board, and it caught up with Brendan, and the fans are still going at it last night as well, so it's not gone away.
Right. Several thousand outside complaining. They're not happy with overall the board, the way it's been run, and is that just going to go away? We'll find out in the coming week. I don't think it is, though. I think the Celtic fans, quite a few of them, are determined to force change. I just don't know how you get change. It's going to be very, very difficult. Kevin's on the line. He's a big Celtic fan. Hi, Kevin.
How you doing, boys?
Evening, Kevin.
Yeah, good. What are you thinking tonight?
Oh, feeling much better after last night. It was like I don't know, Pierre. I don't know you think, Pierre, but see, watching that game, I don't know if it was so much the new manager bounce or whatever, but to me, although I fully supported Brendan Rodgers, the players looked as if they were playing with the brakes on a wee bit at times. And see, last night, it looked like the shackles were off. There was a freedom about the place. People like Arnie Engels, Marcelo Sarachi, Callum McGregor, just right back on the top of their game. Jamesy Forrest was outstanding last night. But it just seemed like the players had a new lease of life last night, and it was brilliant to see. It was just really nostalgic. Took me back to 2002 when seeing Martin O'Neill come out with the trackie on again. I was half expecting Big Bobo Baldi to come up for a corner at one stage. It was just absolutely fantastic. Everybody was in such a good mood, and listen, I tell you right now, I've not rabbled on a wee bit, but Marcelo Sarachi must start on Sunday.
Must start.
That guy,
okay.
Must start. The guy was absolutely out of this world last night. Phenomenal work ethic and tremendous balls into the box.
I agree. I was doing the game for Celtic TV and I said at the time that I thought Sarachi, but not only the full match, I just thought, I don't know if you remember right, the very first movement of the game, Paul, he done an overlap, but it was about 70 yards he ran. But I mean at full pelt, never got the ball, ran all the way back. And I'm thinking to myself, fair play to you, son. Then the next time he done it, he put a fantastic ball in the box. It never came to a goal. And you just think he played with great energy. He's got that wee bit of devilment he gets against you in the 1v1 situations, but his energy from the first minute to the last was first class. And as I say, it's a really difficult call Martin's got. This will be one of the big calls he's got to go, because Martin usually likes to go with experience. I know Sarachi's no young chick anymore, but you've got Kieran Tierney there. I don't think he was feeling particularly well or whatever it was last night, or if it was a touch in his injury. But looking at Sarachi's performance, it's a big call he's got there. That's probably his big call for the weekend. That's a massive call, actually, he's got to make.
Let's see what he says in this, Peter, then we'll come straight back to you. And Billy, he was asked about Kieran Tierney and how he was.
He's feeling. He said he's much better. He's feeling better. He's just niggly. The answer is, I've just seen him in the dressing room before the game, and he's feeling much better than he did. I know he played the game, but he was sort of niggling around. Injury, I say, it was a stiffness as much as anything. I'll see. But the wee lad who played at left back, I thought he was great. He was really great for him.
The wee lad, Sarachi. Billy, if you were still in the Rangers dugout, this is maybe unfair, who would you rather play against? You know, Kieran Tierney, what a player. Sarachi, what a lot of promise.
I think Kieran Tierney is best. Mm-hmm. But you get the feeling, looking at Kieran Tierney, and Peter's been at the games more than me, and you get the feeling he's scared to extend his body just in case something goes, whether it's a hamstring, a muscle injury elsewhere. He just looks as if he's playing 3/4 pace. But when Kevin's talking about Sarachi and the way he plays, I know he's technical. I've watched him a couple of times and he's shown that attitude. If Kieran Tierney isn't quite right, it must be a certainty to start.
I agree. I think if he's the way he's talking, I didn't realise if it was an illness or whatever, Kieran would pull it because he was right out of the squad. But if he's saying there's a stiffness there, I don't think you even take the chance on it, because that he's had obviously injury problems, a hamstring area. If it's round about that stiffness on his legs, he's got to be very, very careful, because you think you've got Carter Vickers out, you've got Alistair Johnson and that out at this moment in time. You know, you've got Iniacho, you've got all these guys. That's a lot of experience. There'll be a lot of big games coming up. So I think if there's any doubt about Kieran, and as I say, I agree with Doddsy, Kieran is best. He's the best left back without a shadow of doubt. And I mean, even including the Scotland team, he's the best left back as a defender if he's fully fit. But unfortunately, there's that but with him at this moment in time, and he's not had a lot of 90 minutes either, which has not been ideal. So I'd have absolutely no qualms of playing with Sarachi. And if I was Sarachi and come the semi-final and I wasn't playing, I'd be so disappointed after the performance I put in last night. That's for sure.
Julia was on as well, a Celtic fan. She was there last night. And Kevin, she was saying similar to you, and she very much supported the Brendan Rodgers. OK, recently the football's not been the same, although it was good against Hearts at the goal, for example. Aye. And then if Negrins had gone in, we all know, just sliding moments, things can change in football. So Martin O'Neill was asked last night, what was his message to the players then? Because everyone was watching it, seeing how is this going to be?
He said, I know the confidence has been a wee bit low, and that's the most natural thing in the world, and it's even for the very, very best sides. If you're not getting a result, confidence down, and players then stop doing things that they almost like naturally would do. I said to him, there's some of the lads in the dressing room in there that would have no idea who I was, and but they're only about 10, and some of the other lads, I'd said to them that we have quite a number of winners in this stadium, in the dressing room, and that's really important. And those lads have experienced some lows during the course of the season, and then fight back. And the captain he's a real quality player, you know. But there was great performances all around today or this evening, and just to win. So yeah, they became my dreadful insecurity problems. It was just, and honestly, I naturally am delighted to win the game, and but there wasn't a thought about anything else. You know, the job that John has done with Falkirk is phenomenal. They've got, and I thought the opening 20 minutes they've broken through, could change the game. Schmeichel makes a really great save for us at 1-0. Those are big moments, And but eventually, we've come through and we did really well. So getting back to the message was got to win this, just got to win the game,
Kevin, so your team then for Sunday?
I'd be very, very tempted to play the exact same team that started last night.
Yeah.
I think it was a good idea to put Austin Trusty back in. I think that after what happened to Dane Murray, he has got promise, but he had a bit of a nightmare, so I think it was sensible to take him out of the limelight a wee bit and put Trusty back in. And by the way, I thought Trusty was really good. He'll be another player that's just got a new lease of life.
And you okay with Hatate on the bench?
Pierre, listen, I've been on here for a few weeks, mate. Hatate's time's up. He's had too long at the club. It's natural for there to be a player, a recycling of players in teams. That's natural. That happens. And I just feel that Hatate's time has come. I think that he's not playing his best football, and I think when he's in the squad, in the starting 11, he's not imposing himself in the game the way that he
did so many times. Peter, what would you say?
No, this season he's not played at his best, Paul. He's a quality player. Sure. He sees passes. And I think, as I said earlier, and I've said in a few programmes now, I think the forward line's given the midfield a problem. I thought there've been, I know it sounds crazy that, but when you've not got passes and opportunities pass forward, I know Dodds has an argument with me having about strikers, and I'm thinking you've got to have movement. The likes of the role that Nygren played last night, that little bit higher, I think that would give him more forward passes, the likes of Hatate. But I think the way Martin making that slight adjustment last night helped the team. Not only helped the team, but it definitely helped Johnny Kenny, because he had a more physical presence round about him, which made Falkirk backline uncomfortable at times, and he could have had a few goals. So Hatate, top player, there's no doubt in my mind of that. Not played at his best this season, but I agree. I think it could possibly be the team that started last night or be the team that starts, because there's no doubt Martin will pick a team that he thinks can win the game. He picked that team last night to win the game, so I don't see him making any changes. The only one is possibly Kieran Tierney, but the way he's talking there, I'd be very doubtful if Kieran would be a starting position if he's got a problem with a hamstring.
After the news, Billy, we'll talk about what the Rangers team will look like, but what do you make of the Celtic team? I know you were at the Rangers game last night, you've seen the highlights. Would that surprise you if that was the team for Hampden, the Celtic one?
Well, with Peter being there, I'll take his word for it, but I think if you win 4-0 and you show an energy and you've got your new manager who's got that aura, and then even though he's not remembering the wee lad that left back and the captain, Callum McGregor, that aura he brings right away to get the energy out of him, and then the performance looks after itself. So would it surprise you to see a different team? No, it would surprise me to see a different team.
Go again. Kevin, thanks so much for your call. After the news, we'll hear from Danny Röhl. There's more from Martin O'Neill. Yes, it is 2025, not 20. When was it he went?
2005, I think.
Yeah, I know, 20 years ago just now. And Rangers, looking forward to the game. What's your team for Sunday?
The Go Radio Football Show with Burger King. Try the new and improved Whopper, bursting with flavour and juicier than ever.
Let's go! The Flame Grilled Whopper from Burger King. The most food-filling burger.
Is it, though?
Is that?
Yes. A slightly better version of you.
I don't understand.
Just like the new Whopper that's juicier and tastier than ever before. Same, but hits different. That's my line now.
Oh, sorry.
Whopper never tasted so good. Order now on the Burger King app.
Isn't it good tonight to be back talking about the games themselves? Because there's been so much off the field talk of managers, owners or major shareholders or whatever. But last night it was a big one for Aberdeen 1-0 at Kilmarnock. At Motherwell 2-0 against Dundee United. And they're getting ready for the game, the West of Scotland derby on Saturday. It's not your game though, Billy, is it? You'll be at another great game in Central Scotland.
Falkirk
against
Killie.
Killie.
I think that'll be a really good. Important for Killie to get back on track. They've played well, but they've had a few defeats in the trot now. Need to get back on the horse as they speak. But they're going to Falkirk, who they're going to fill that stadium. They've got 6,000 odd season ticket holders. It's going to be tough for them.
We know about Celtic 4, Falkirk 0. If you missed it, it's a double for Johnny Kenny. It was nearly a hat-trick. And Nygren scored. And Tinecti, who Julia, who was on earlier there, said he played brilliantly last night. Really impressed by him. Because Peter, he started well, then he was off the boil for a wee bit last night, Tinecti.
Yeah, listen, it was great to see him getting his first goal at Celtic Park. You know, what I liked about him when he played it against Killie, when he came in at first, and you always know they're going to have a little bit of dip. The team dipped as well, and I think that's important to remember. Finished his goal very well, but the good thing about that was, and there was you're talking about slight changes. Luke McCowan picked the ball up and flighted it over the defender's head, so the ball's in front of the winger. So the winger goes and runs, he's running onto the ball, he brings the goalkeeper goal. We've not seen enough of that. I think there's been, as I said, that's not a criticism. I always think the teams, Celtic teams and strikers will tell you, you've got to pass forward when the opportunities on. You've got to put crosses in the box for strikers. And you see the goals that how many were connected with crosses into the box. Tony Ralston's ball to Nygren nods it back. It was like Toshak and Keegan. You know what I mean? That's what it was like. A big one, big striker, small striker. But for a cross, and the amount of crosses that went in last night, and the forward passes with a couple other opportunities, for me, you don't complicate the game, Paul.
And there were fewer passes, weren't there?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Sometimes you've got to pass the ball. If you're under pressure, Paul, you've got to move the ball. And I said to you, I think the Celtic front line wasn't good enough, and I think that's why the midfield were getting a lot of criticism, because they were passing the ball square, because I thought the front line wasn't good enough. And that's me, and that's with Maeda and all that were fit at the time. So that I've got to look at that as a midfield player. Who have I got to play? And I'm watching
the days when you'd another big striker.
Yeah, exactly. So all these things, but there's the big thing that Martin's got a decision to make. Does he bring Maeda, who played 25 minutes? You know, does he bring him in against Rangers because he knows he's done very well against Rangers, or does he play young Johnny Kenny because he scored 2 goals?
Have a think about it. We'll come back on Celtic shortly. Billy, Danilo. So, you know, Russell Martin started with him right at the beginning. Remember, then he faded out the way, and then he was back in last week. Scored last night. What did you make of it? The way he took his goal?
Look, there's no doubt Danilo is a nice finisher. That's the way I'd describe him. Probably one of the nicest finishers at the club when he has time. Seeing it sitting perfect. He was brilliant at finding the corners, not with putting the laces through it, just curling it.
How would you describe that goal last night? It was composed.
Technically, once he shifts onto his left, and he knows he could go to the goalkeeper's right, but he doesn't. He whips it back across. He's got that finish. He's definitely. We saw it so many times in training. I think he's a right good finisher, but at times it has to be perfect. He's not a physical striker where he'll go and buff somebody and then just hit a half volley or hit a quick straight across the goalkeeper. He's just a really nice finisher. It's the best way I can describe Danilo. I think he'll start. I think Danilo will start because one thing Peter's touching on about the midfield and the strikers, the two teams last night, you talked about it, midfield support, midfielders running beyond. Rangers have started doing that. They bomb for fun. They go beyond the striker so many times. Asgard does it. If Diamandi's playing, he does it. Raskan at times, Mikey Moore at times. So he's got them running beyond the striker, which is, it pins teams back at times, and that's how Rangers have had their success in the last couple of games.
So he started with Chermiti. How did he do? I see he got the assist.
Yeah, he wasn't his best. He wasn't his best. He did okay at times, and then there's times he's got to be stronger. And Big Hanley come through him a couple of times.
He's a big lad as well, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's got. I've said to you in this programme before, he has attributes. And I stuck my neck in the line because I know the Rangers fans wouldn't want to hear it because of the £8 million price tag. You've got to have more than just pace and physicality. But he's a young lad learning the game, and it's whether he gets that time. But in between that time when he's learning it, he has to start scoring a few goals, and the Rangers fans will let him off with a little bit of clumsiness or not holding the ball up or not in the right position. And he got his goal against Killie, and that gave him a confidence surge. But he has to do more for his price tag. That's where I'm getting to.
Tavernier on the bench. The captain was on the bench where he was at the start of the season. Did that surprise you, and did it work out?
It surprised me only because last night's game was massive for Rangers. They needed 3 points. They needed to keep like show right away they were going to go and obviously beat Kelly and then get the 2 results in the trot against Hibs, and it's a tough place to go. So it was a little bit surprising, but you know what? You can see the players buying into it. He's going to give us all a shot here, and you could see them. There's a tempo. There's a tempo risen at Rangers since he's come in, and it's great that he gets a couple of results. It could have been a setback last night if Butland doesn't save the penalty, but you can see there's been an injection, whether it's in possession. And definitely when they lose it, they're after teams out of possession, and that's been different at Rangers since he's come in.
Here's Danny Röhl in the back three. Then I'm going to come back to you.
I looked as well. What is the challenge in this league? And today again, you have always to cover long balls in behind, and then it's good when you have a +1 who is a little bit the free man and he can help each other. I feel at the moment this shape is good for us. But it means not that we have always to play this. It could be also that we go sometimes back to a 4. I think we had a great start here to go and lead very early. It's helpful in such a game. And the halftime was for me, some tactical parts, and we spoke about invite them a little bit more, give them not so much space behind our last line, and then have more and more transition moments. In this moment, we are not clinical enough in the second half. But all in all, for me, it was good to see how we are as a group at the moment, that we invest, that we run, that we have a good organization. And of course, it was not everything perfect, but to have such a turnaround from my first game in the last 2 games to win this in different styles, I must say. At home it was ball possession, and playing forward today was more about be organised in the unit.
Peter?
No, I was just listening to Doddsy talking there and talking about the pressure and the running beyond. Hopefully, that'll let people know when they talk about a back 5 or a back 3, it's an attacking system. People have got this in their head, it's an offensive system. People don't need to worry what's behind them, Paul. There's one guy needs to worry what's behind them. See that central centre back? He's the only guy that should be that little distance off. If anything gets cleared, he should be able to read the game. Everybody else should be tight. Everybody else should be running forward. Everybody else can go and get support. That's why I've always said this system for Rangers. And defensively for them, it means that the one clearance, every time anybody cleared the ball against Rangers, they looked as if they were going to concede. Now it gives them that balance with doing that. So hopefully people will understand that now, that playing a back 3 is not defensive.
Billy? Definitely, Peter, I can't agree more. I mean, they had to, first and foremost, shut up shop, and we did that ourselves a couple of times last season. We played the 5 at Parkhead and played the 5 away from home in Fenerbahce. It shows, but you can still be attacking from that, and it was proven in both games, and that's what Rangers have done now. It allows, seeing the 4, especially European games, you noticed it a lot, and you're bang on. If Suter wanted to step in, if one of a striker or a 10 had dropped in the pocket, he would go in and it would leave massive spaces, and then the full-backs wouldn't narrow, and there were just gaps, and then one ball did Rangers time and time again. It's worked so well in the 2 games, because I've seen Cornelius get in there and get tight, and the other 2 just shift across, and you've still got a back 4 in place, if not a 3 with one midfielder. So it's made them more secure, but attacking wise, they've still looked a threat, and that's shown with the goals they've scored.
What's the story with Miofsky? Everyone knows he's not the player he was 14, 15 months ago.
He needs to do something to get him firing. Like, you can see he's had lack of game time at Girona, but he has to really work hard just now and just get the sharpness up. He's had a couple of goals, but he just looks, he's laying things off first time, and I'm thinking just take a touch and keep it simple and hold it, because then the confidence is dropping as well. Miofsky, do
you think that's part of it? Maybe
I think it's back to what Martin O'Neill's done at Celtic. Simplify, hold the ball, lay it off, get yourself in the box.
He's got everything, hasn't he? Attributes, or he's got a lot.
He runs he's not running as much beyond now. Maybe that's because Rangers teams sitting on them, right? Aberdeen, they didn't. It was like go and chase things when we lump it clear, and it's suited because he had space behind. He's finding it hard to use his intelligence to break down teams that sit in. And
has he got that game intelligence, do you think?
He has, but he's got the game intelligence, but he's lacking confidence, and you can see it a mile away.
Dodgy will tell you, but Paul, see if you don't play games, it takes you a while. And see, especially a striker, because especially if you're Celtic or Rangers, you're predominantly attacking all the time. All the time. People talk about deep defences against you. That was because Celtic Rangers pushed them back constantly. So there was never no space. So now you've got to adjust that. And you're talking about, it's funny we're talking about Martin O'Neill again. Think of the amount of time that he was at Celtic, how many times he played a back three. Predominantly all the time. Because it allowed these two strikers up the pitch, he had good crossers of the ball, allowed them on the front foot.
Agatu was
absolutely, it was unbelievable signing for him. You know, you had Alan Thompson on the other side who could cross for fun. You know, you had Sutton, Larsson, Hartson to put crosses in. And I think the only couple of times he changed it was, believe it or not, against Rangers, because Rangers had Alex had a wee bit of a thing over him.
Jinx, yeah.
It did, didn't he? And then all of a sudden Martin went to a back four and beat them. You know,
so Alex had something over
never won. I don't think he won so many games.
So well, we talked last night.
I don't think he won so many games at the start. And then Celtic flipped to a back four and against them, and it stopped them playing.
So be flexible.
Absolutely, 100%.
That's what you were saying. The manager or the head coach, Danny Röhl, was asked last night, what's the plan? Any plans for Sunday? What's your thinking?
No, because I have to look now the game from tonight back, what they changed maybe, what is new, and then we have Friday and Saturday for preparing the next game.
Yep, he handles it well, I think, Peter. I know it's early days, and when you're winning it's easier. We get it as a manager, but what do you feel so far?
I've been really impressed. When I told you I watched that German programme on him, Paul, when he was talking with senior players and working with youngsters as well.
He's fluent in German.
Yeah, no, exactly. I put all the signs up to so I could read it. But no, I thought he handled it really well.
That point is multilingual.
But you could tell him he's worked with senior players, top quality players. There was a lot of things that weren't right within the trip. So all these things, and you've got to take that like a sponge. He made a decision, I said to you, which was interesting to Hansi Flick at half time in one of the games about the right hand side. It was against a senior player, so he knows the game. And I said to you, I was more concerned about him coming than I was Steven Gerrard. And that's no disrespect, that's just fact. Because I thought, to hear the way he talks about the game, and I think he's very good with the press. He's got great understanding and knowledge of the game, and he talks the game.
Thank you, Herr Grant. Dankeschön for that one. So, Billy, you ready to give us your team? My Spanish is getting better.
First bit of banter he's ever had.
Yeah. It's back to 2005. So, Billy, your Rangers team, do you want to give us it just now? Because, Peter, I think you were saying stay the same for Celtic. We'll come back and check.
I think Rangers are completely different, and it's a harder team to pick because I think he put players in last night to maybe rest a couple of players, but the players that he put in did ever so well. And I think against Celtic, especially Celtic winning 4-0 and getting that little spring in their step back, they're going to have to be more solid, but still that threat with the back five in the break. And I wouldn't be surprised, and I might be wrong with this one, it's whether he goes attacking like players. And I think maybe it's a bit of me, I'm picking the team, but I think it'll be in his mind if you're telling me, Peter, that he looks at every the side of the pitch and meticulous when it comes to players playing there. I think they'll stick with the back three last night because Giga, as much as he's had a hard time, and I still think he's got a mistake in him, he had unbelievable pace, and at times he caught the boy Clegy who was through, caught him up and tackled him, and he was rock solid. The best game I've seen him. I'm thinking he'll play him and stick with him and put Tava wing back, because Gassama's been out the team the last couple of games, and he come on last night, wasn't his best. Now you might pick Gassama and play him on that right wing back role and have a real go at Celtic because it's a semi-final, but I've got a feeling he'll flood his midfield. He'll only go with one striker because he's been going 3-5-2. I don't think he'll play Chermiti and Danilo. I think he'll really go strong in midfield. So I've gone for Butland, Giga, Suter and Cornelius in that back line. Tavernier wing back, Migoma left wing back. The midfield are Raskin and Barron. They're going to play a box. I wouldn't be surprised if they played a box. Now they could put Mikey Moore in there, as I said, they could play Gassama, but I think Raskin, Barron, Asgard and Diamandi, I wouldn't be surprised at that with Danilo up front.
Right, so Asgard, then I see Aaron's on the bench.
He played last night.
He started.
He did well. He did well, Aaron's, and it's the best I've seen him play.
I'm going to come back to you on that. Okay. Yeah, you're not far away from saying as if I haven't got a clue what the team will be.
3-6-1.
Yeah, 3-6-1. Paul's on, a Celtic fan. Hi, Paul. Good evening.
Hi, Paul. Hi, Peter. Hi, Billy.
Hi, Paul. Good to hear you.
Paul.
Paul, what's your thoughts after last night?
After last night, obviously I was delighted. I was delighted in the change. Aye, 26 shots on goal. I think we had more shots on goal last night than we've had the whole season. Now, after the shocker on Monday night, I think things have calmed down a wee bit. It's been a mental week, absolute bonkers week. But if it moves the club on forward, that's what needs to happen.
Billy said earlier on, sorry, it was seismic that the whole night, the statement, Brendan going, it reminded him of the day when Maurice Johnson went to Rangers when he had sort of agreed to go to Celtic. Where were you when you heard the news Monday night?
Well, I was sitting on the couch, kind of half dozing, ready to go to bed.
I bet you woke up.
Yeah.
My son sprang into the living room to say that Brendan Rodgers has resigned. Then, like everybody else, I think I was up to about 1 o'clock in the morning. My phone was just going absolutely mental. And then, along with the statement with Dermot Desmond, I think it's two different things, two things that kind of need to be looked at a wee bit differently, kind of, I think because of the statements with Dermot Desmond, I've been listening to people, and I think they've been doing a bit of Mother Teresa stuff with Brendan Rodgers, thinking that he was a saint. Overall, he's got a good record. I'm not complaining that, right? But see, being a Celtic manager, he's not won a big game for a year. He's not won a big game for a year. That's terrible. You can't go on with standards like that. And I know people might not. I think people started to kind of romance a wee bit about it because of what Dermot Desmond said. Now, I don't agree with Dermot Desmond coming out and doing that. I think he could have done it I think he could have done it to Brendan Rodgers himself. And I don't totally believe everything that's in it. No. I don't totally believe everything that Brendan Rodgers says. I think there'll be a middle ground, but I don't like the way that it came out. But it did come out. But we need to move on. Yeah. We need to. Last night was a breath of fresh air, and again, that just shows you that Brendan Rodgers wasn't doing his job right at the end, because Martin O'Neill's been in for half an hour, made a few changes, put a bit of experience into the defence, played Sriracha. What a game he had! I mean, he was like a mix of Kieran Tierney, Greg Taylor at their very best. Free-flowing football. 26 shots and goal. Kenny looks like he could maybe play up front with Iheanacho, with the way that Brendan Rodgers likes to play, the big guy up front. But a bonkers week.
A bonkers week. Good way to leave it. Going to have to take a break, because afterwards somebody could be winning tickets for the Cup semi-final. Paul, thanks so much.
The Go Radio Football Show with Burger King. Try the new and improved Whopper, bursting with flavour and juicier than ever. Let's go!
You know the story now. Go Radio with our friends at Future Building Developments. We're going to give you the chance to win 2 tickets to Hampden, Celtic against Rangers, League Cup, Premier Sports Cup semi-final. Did they ever say it on other channels? I like when they do. Premier Sport are putting money into the game, so I hope the other channels give them a mention. That's good. I don't like to see, the national broadcaster gets money from us, the people, and they should also make sure that they give it's only fair. I don't know why I'm looking at you, Billy. You're not the controller of BBC Scotland, and I'm sure they do. So this week we're putting fans against each other. On the line now, in fact he's unbeaten so far this week, is Mark from East Kilbride. Hello Mark, good evening.
Hi there, how you doing?
Good, Mark.
Hi Mark.
I should have said last night, how did you do it so well? Because you know your stuff. So Mark, how are you feeling for this evening?
I hope I can keep it going,
Okay, I'll tell you who you're up against. Stephen from Torrey Glen. Hi Stephen.
Hi Paul.
Evening Stephen.
Stephen. Is it your first time in the show, Stephen?
Hi, it is, aye.
Quiet week, not much.
Aye, just a bit, aye.
Like the roads at Nitshill, there's none to see. Everything's okay now. There's nothing wrong anywhere. Can the two of them challenge the major team in the country at the moment, Hearts? What do you think, Stevie?
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. If they can hang in there, the window opens, get a few players in. Definitely, yeah.
So
Hearts will not keep up, I don't think.
Yeah. And last night, 2-2 with St Mirren. But look, let's do the quiz first, then we'll talk about all things Scottish football. You know how the game works. I'll read out a series of clues about a former Celtic player who has won the Scottish League Cup with the club. All you have to do is buzz with your name. So you need to just say your name. Then I'll come to you, okay? If you get it wrong, you're not out unless the opponent gets it right. So is that okay, Stephen, for the first time?
Yeah, that's fine, Paul, yeah.
Mark, you ready?
Yeah, you ready to go?
Indeed. Right. Here's the first clue. This former Celtic player has 106 caps for his country.
Mark.
Eden
McGiddy.
It's a good shout, but it's not him. So, Stephen, you could have a guess if you want, or I'll give you clue number 2. There's no harm in having a guess, so you can if you want. What's that?
Give me clue number 2,
okay,
please, Paul.
Right, and this is for both of you. This player, with 106 caps for his country, has won 2 Scottish League Cups with Celtic. So he won the League Cup twice. He's got 106 caps. I think I'll move on, yeah? He scored against Rangers a few times. Again.
Shunsuke Nakamura. Stephen.
Oh, Stephen.
Shunsuke Nakamura.
It's not the Japanese genius. What a goal that was against. We don't need to say it, do we, Billy? The Man United goal was unbelievable.
Incredible free kick.
I'll come back to it. Right. This former Celtic player, and remember, give me your name before you give it. He's a Champions League winner. Mark.
Paul
Lambert. Good shout. I heard him on the radio, but it's not. It's not Paul Lambert. Stephen, do you want a guess on that one?
Champions League winner.
Listen, not to worry. We can move on. There's plenty more where that one came from. So he has 106 caps for his country. He's won 2 Scottish League Cups with Celtic. He scored against Rangers a number of times. Right, here's the next clue. Remember, give me your name first. He was nominated twice for the Ballon d'Or.
Mark. Henrik Larsson.
Who was that? Do we remember? Peter Grant's looking at me. Mark, you're right, it is. That's one of the clues that was coming up, Stephen. He's affectionately known as the King of Kings.
Yeah.
He's Swedish. Celtic's record European goal scorer. Still revered by the Celtic fans. Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah. So, well done, Mark.
Well done.
Great knowledge. Yep. Yeah, it's tough because we're looking, the guys, I don't know if you knew that one because they try and get the clues beforehand, but I'm in danger of giving it away. Stephen, what do you feel at your club overall? What would you want to say about things at Celtic?
I think I was a bit sad when Brendan left on Monday, but in hindsight, I think it could be a good thing. Last night we moved the ball a lot faster, more direct. They've just thought we played a lot better last night. There was too many passes. I think things had went a bit stale under Brendan for a while there. Especially the tail end of last season in the cup final against Aberdeen. But they need players in as well.
I often hear Peter Grant say, but you're playing for the jersey and they should be. So what I'm really saying is the players have escaped criticism by and large. Should they not be moving the ball faster anyway? Brendan Rodgers does want an attacking team. I'm sure he didn't set out to get a ponderous, laborious.
Oh, listen, in Brendan's tenure, there was some wonderful performances. Let's not take that away. Yes, I agree. For instance, Aberdeen game, the Rangers game last season when they played against the 3. I thought sometimes when they played against the 3 we hadn't worked that out. Dundee was a worry. Kairat was a worry. And if you have all them, no matter who you are, how successful you are, Paul, there are always questions come to you as a Celtic manager or coach or whatever, and saying to you, listen, these performances are not good enough.
Were the players given everything?
Yeah. Listen, I'll keep saying that to you all the time.
I know you do. Billy, what do you think looking at them? What went wrong? I mean, that man won 11 out of 13 domestic trophies. 11 out of 13.
I think the Aberdeen game definitely set the team back and Brendan back. But I think the players probably weren't at their peak. A bit of confidence. I'm not saying they weren't trying because they weren't. They were. But I would also add that I don't think they were playing to their peak because of the confidence and probably not pushing themselves to the limit, I would say. When you see that last night, I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course.
You need a spark, Paul, no matter what.
Yeah.
You need a spark. I mean, last night, Falkirk had a couple of chances at 1-0. They probably started the game even better than Celtic. If Falkirk scored the first goal, then there's a concern because the players will be thinking, here we go again. You know, you've got the stadium full. There's a bit of nervousness coming in. So you need that bit of fortune. So you get that bit of luck, and then the team go on and they play with that full energy. Sarachi, for me, as we talked about, I thought he sparked the crowd with just a couple of runs he done. So the wee simple things like that we talk about, people think it's about a bit of technical skill or whatever. We talk about it many times here. Shots, crosses, efforts and goal. That's what supporters come to see. That doesn't change, Paul. That's always been the case. People taking someone on in a 1v1 situation. That's never changed. There wasn't enough of that. And that's not a criticism of Brendan. That's a criticism of the players. Balakwisha's a winger at this moment in time. Every time I see him, he passes it. Yeah. But you're a winger, son.
£4.5 million.
But take somebody on. You know, lose the ball. You've got a licence to lose it. So that's not a manager, because I'm sure Brendan Rodgers or Martin O'Neill's not saying to him, pass the ball, son. They're telling me your job's to go and create
something. And do you
something.
think Brendan Rodgers wanted him? And, you know, and this is one of the key things.
We'll never know,
because
Paul.
Dermot Desmond said that, you know, he spoke to him at his home fairly recently, I think it was, and he said that Brendan couldn't produce one definitive signing. I think that's what he said, that he didn't know about or he didn't agree with.
Well,
so
if it was me and somebody said that I made all the signings and I didn't, I'd have come out and questioned that, no matter who it was.
And he still might through.
But that's what I'm saying.
I think he has to. I mean, but you look at the squad for the Europa League, players that were just signed weren't in it at all.
Yeah, but that's what I found it strange at the time. I said that to you. I said that to you, Brendan. He can't. But then he can't have the flyaway comments then, because then that causes the problem. Then
sure. I mean, faults on all sides. Absolutely. I know.
Listen, but we know that, and that's what I think the frustration of support. And we talk about players. Dodds will tell you when you see the Aberdeen game. All of a sudden, before that, you'll know long before that, Paul, you need to bring players in to freshen the group, because champions always need champions to come in and top it to freshen the group and make the team better.
At the cup final, you mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. But they battered Aberdeen the week before with a.
It doesn't matter, Paul. They could have beat them 10-0. Yeah. You still need players in the summertime, even with the guys you lost.
Oh no!
Before you lose them. You even need a regeneration of the players, because it brings a freshness to the training ground, and you always need that.
Stephen, what's your scoreline on Sunday?
Oh, Sunday? I'll take 1-0 right now.
So would I, Stephen.
Stephen.
Yeah, Peter.
I wouldn't.
Exactly, Billy. We're going to talk about it shortly. Well, listen, Stephen, really nice to hear you in the programme. I hope you'll phone us again, and maybe a future competition
Cheers,
will be for you.
Well
Cheers, Stephen. Great
Cheers,
to speak to you
thanks.
there. Thank you. And East Kilbride, Mark, one more night to go. So
one more sleep.
That's it. One more sleep, and then the tickets, one for you, one for me. No, I'm joking.
No, you're not.
No, of course, I've got a neutral ticket for it. Is there such a thing in Glasgow? Of course there is. The
a neutral ticket to the left or to the right?
Yeah, is that right? Does it come down to that? Right, listen, who are you going to take with you if you win tomorrow night, Mark?
Probably take my dad. He's not been to an Old Firm game in a long time, so I'll probably take him with me.
Your dad? What's your dad's name?
Charles.
Come on,
Excellent.
Charles, let's see you there.
I wonder who his
Singing and
all-time
dancing.
favourite player is. Am I looking at him just now?
Definitely not.
I'm looking at Billy Dodds.
Definitely not.
Mark, thanks a lot for calling, and we'll speak to you tomorrow.
Cheers, Mark.
Perfect.
Well done,
Thank you again. Cheers, have a good one.
Yep, James will be on. Thank you. Because last night I was kind of teasing him, and I went, "Oh my, have you got these questions in advance?" He said, "I know my stuff." So he he battered me down the way you do, both of you.
But it's a nightmare.
Rightly so.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Look how well done Mark's done. He's been on 4 nights in the bounce.
I know.
He's won 4 nights in the bounce. Guy phones in tomorrow night and beats Mark.
Oh, don't say that.
Come on. I think that's totally unfair. I think there should be a double set of tickets.
That is cutthroat. I think it should be tickets, but in hospitality.
Absolutely. If you get that far.
5 in the bounce.
So Stuart and Barhead, he'll be on tomorrow night, the Rangers fan, up against someone. So you can register now. This is go.co.uk. We're with future building developments here on Go. It's great. It's great competition, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good
for the match, and it's hotting up now. There's not been that much chat about the game. Would that be fair, given everything that's been going on off the field? Martin O'Neill, though, after the win last night, after he'd done the jump, it was a fair jump. I know we said it in the first hour, but
I've seen it all too often.
Yeah,
the 6-2 game.
Oh yeah. So did you play?
It was good. Right. It was a good answer for the boy though, because won the Champions League and scored against Rangers a few times.
That's right. Yep.
Maybe a few times, but he scored in that game. Lambo.
Yeah, and
was cussing him when we went with the Scottish squad.
Yeah. What's a player, wasn't he? Paul Lambert.
Yeah, he get better with age.
Yeah,
because at St Mirren he was like just nice and tidy and neat.
Was he?
And then
where did he play in those days?
Oh, sitting midfielder.
Right.
You're right. I think there was a time he fullback as well.
Was there something different?
Yes. But anyway, when he gets in the midfield, he just keeps turning the ball over and just retaining it while he's turning it over, just quick, nothing special. And then just grew stature, broke things up, passed the ball, hardly ever gave it away. That was Lambo's strength.
Incredible story, but to go and do a practice match.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even
Tell everyone who don't know it. So for young people listening,
he wasn't
right?
even, when he went to Dortmund, he went to Dortmund and there was a practice match by all accounts.
Borussia Dortmund.
And he was only on it like a trial. And the two teams were picked, and I think someone got injured. And Paul went on the team, obviously not the first team, and into the other team. And he man-marked one of the players within the training, and they put him in the European final to man-mark again. And that's how he got his job at, obviously, Dortmund, and he was brilliant. Now he still works for Dortmund, but he's based in Australia. Does their Asian players.
Yeah, is he in Australia?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's what he does, that scouts their Asian players down in all Asia and that for Dortmund. They do that fantastically well with their ex-players. They try, especially the guys that's been successful, they keep them very much part of it because they know what Dortmund means. We talk about it up here at Celtic and Rangers. They know what Dortmund means, and he tries to get them, so he goes down there and
keep the culture, isn't it, Peter?
Yeah, it's massive for them.
Wall.
It's brilliant,
isn't it?
Best stadium.
Is it your favourite? Okay,
played there twice, and it was phenomenal. Bear in mind, you're there with Celtic, and both of them were singing "Walk On." That was incredible, Paul. I must admit that was the best. But even that,
I was covering the game. I know.
I've not played there, but I went with the media, and my word.
But also the pitch is so close, Dodds, and it's like a five-a-side pitch.
I've been twice.
That's what I'm saying, Paul. It's like a five-a-side pitch. The ball never seems out of play because the fence is so close. The ball's always alive. It was a brilliant pitch.
It's only like €10 to get in or something as well.
It's much cheaper.
Yeah, good football and getting it at the right price. I thought.
Absolutely.
Did we play Martin and Neil there talking about the game? Had he been thinking about? Yeah, we did. We'll hear from Danny Röhl as well. Motherwell. We heard earlier on from Hugh up against St Mirren. St Mirren really needed that performance last night because was that 3 losses
3 in a bounce,
row?
they'd lost.
So, my goodness, what a brilliant
Even though it's
performance.
a draw, I think you're right because they should have won it. The goal should have stood. But I think they'll take the positives out to get into this game. I don't think they were a fancy. It's a semi-final and an unbelievable opportunity against Motherwell. If you'd handed Stephen Robinson that, at the start of the season, you'll get a semi-final, play Motherwell, and it's a brilliant opportunity. And they had to get something, but the way they got the draw and the performance, I'll stand them in good stead get into it. But I still think Motherwell might just sneak it with the brand. It'll be good to see the two brands of football.
Yeah, very different.
Playing from the back right through the lines and then direct getting into the final third and playing there. Stevie Robinson team. So it'll be a good game.
Well, listen to Stevie last night, but he's been saying the team's been playing better than the results. I've not seen St Mirren live this year. Sorry, Celtic game. And apart from that,
the first game,
but they played really well in that game. They
Last minute goal,
but they played really. But they played. And then Dodgy's right about being direct and whatever. But in that game, they knew where to play. He would get, first of all, the first free kick they got, I think the goalkeeper come up to the halfway line and put it in the box at Celtic Park. Why would you do anything different? Would you play square so Celtic can come and press you? Stephen knows the game. He's been really happy with seemingly his team's performances. This is what he's come out and said. He said, but they just weren't getting the results. And sometimes you go through that, Paul, and then it maybe take a draw. A wee bit of fortune. And maybe the bit of fortune last night was the Hearts goal getting chalked off, because they could have ended up losing it.
That's right.
And that's the fine lines you're hoping gives you. Because if you'd have lost the game after being 2-0 up in the circumstances, then it's a completely different scenario.
Aberdeen did it in the league game when they went to Motherwell and they played really well, but they get beaten.
That's right.
And then suddenly they won their next two.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So it can fire you on to better things.
See, when I listen to both you, and we get great feedback when you're both on. People love your tacticalness, the way you explain it. And when I listened to when Hugh was on earlier, I thought this is going to be a St Mirren win. Just listening to Hugh, obviously Motherwell fan, but objective. And he was saying we know it's going to be tough, a different kind of game.
I wish a few chairmen would listen to our tactical.
Indeed, I know. Listen, I can't keep saying it to you, but you do think at times, there's been a lift to the. How many lifts have there been at Rangers? All the different changes. 1 minute it's Philippe Clement. That's only just over 2 years ago. It's not that long. It's only 3 years ago. 3 years ago just now, GVB was the manager.
Yeah,
and that
Beale,
seems like
Michael Beale.
Michael Beale
incredible
was there.
the turnover of managers at Rangers. Needs a bit of stability
Isn't it?
now,
It
and
does,
hopefully this guy will bring that. But listen, I'm like Peter. He knows his stuff, but there's more to Rangers than just the football just now, and he's got to handle the off-field things as well. And if he does that and gets results, and the results are the biggest, because the kind of I've said to you a few times, the off-field stuff that's got to be sorted dampens and not goes away, but it makes it easier when you win games, and that's what he's done. He's gone in 1-2, and nobody's really speaking about the things that are going on.
But see, on that, you spoke about it before on here, and I'm not just saying it because he's sitting there and Barry and whatever, because it doesn't bother me in any shape or form, because I hope Rangers get beat all the time, and I've always said that. But these guys sat there, changed the system. Now a manager's getting credit for doing that. They done it. They done it at Celtic Park.
It was only against Mourinho and
but they done
Brendan
it at
Rodgers.
Celtic Park and done exceptionally well. You know,
absolutely.
So what I'm saying is, they seen the problem they had. Yes, they had disappointing performances and results at times, of course. But the only way you can do that is with changing the personnel, which they were going to do anyway. So that's what the point I'm trying to make, Paul. Did they need to go to Germany then? Now, I said to you, I thought that was the best candidate. Was Röhl after it, when they talked about everybody else after it, because tactically I thought if it was down to him and Steven Gerrard, I thought that. But you've got to say, these guys, they thought, we've got a problem with this, we need to adjust this. And is that because they're foreign, or is it because they're Scottish? You know, I don't know, but you've got to give them credit for that. They've seen the problem.
It's good to you, Peter, but I mean,
it's true.
It's frustrating just in general for Scottish coaches, and it's no surprise to me that the team's doing well in the Premiership. Scottish coaches are at the helm. That's what I would say. And you can get through them. David Gray, McInnes, Goodwin. You can throw in Stuart Kettlewell. I've forgotten one. There's another one as well. There's 5.
John McGlynn.
McGlynn. That was it. John McGlynn at Falkirk. And I've thought about it, and I thought, sometimes our country is unique. There's a lot of people come here and failed who have got good background and worked for world-class teams, and they struggled. And whether it's players or managers, our country's unique, and sometimes just knowing the country, knowing the club certainly helps Scottish coaching. It's good to see them doing well.
Maybe you should have changed your name to Guillermo, the Spanish for Billy. Guillermo Dodds is the new Rangers coach. What's one for Barry? Barry honestly, I think
one, but it wouldn't
be. We don't care where people come from.
I couldn't say it.
Or whatever. This country welcomed, my grandfather, an immigrant to this country, Irish immigrant coming here, and has looked after it and given opportunity. So I don't care where anyone comes from. But people don't seem to give a chance now to people who are from here.
And there was a time that it was, though, because when you
sense.
looked at Sir Alex and then you looked at David Moyes, who's still in the game. Everybody craved a Scottish coach.
That's true.
And Peter, you were down here.
We'll have to take a break. Back in a second.
This is the Go Radio Football Show with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction with a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus. Order now on the Burger King app.
Let's go. Tomorrow morning at breakfast, Stephen will be here along with Zoe for Halloween tomorrow. Peter and Billy and myself are dressed up already.
I was going to say, where'd you get that mask,
Paul? The old ones are the best.
It's the old gag, where it says, have you changed something? I can't tell. Right, no, I'm looking. Everything's okay. That's you up to date. On go. Tomorrow night, we'll try and be good tomorrow night. We've got Barry Ferguson here and Andy Walker.
Oh, he'll definitely need a mask.
That's no way to speak about Barry Ferguson. Yeah, that's Andy Walker, I know. Yeah. Halloween tomorrow, Billy. Have you any? I think I know the answer tomorrow night. Have you got? Is there a championship game or anything tomorrow night?
There is a championship game tomorrow. I'm sure it's no.
I
can't be on 3 days.
I shouldn't. We all love it. I know. When did you go home last night?
Finland? Yeah, I'm sure
Finland.
it's
We should know. It's the Bruni derby. The Bruni versus Lenny.
Yeah.
The derby. That's some game tomorrow night, isn't it?
Week early.
Derby weekend, isn't it? Those two.
A week early.
I get it. Well done, Peter.
Just in case.
You're ahead of the game. Yeah.
The ex-Celtic Classical.
The Classical. Where are we? Just before the break, Peter, you were just about to jump in. So much happens in that short break there. We were talking.
No, I think we were talking about coaches.
Coaches.
And I was saying about Steve, we're not talking about Scottish coaches. We're talking about guys that's done well in the game here. Stevie Robinson, we were saying for Rangers. Why not? Because he's done such an incredible job. The top 6, 3 times with St Mirren. Bear in mind, every season he loses his best players.
I know. And look what he did at Motherwell as well.
Absolutely.
Took them to Hampden.
Absolutely. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about, listen, you don't need to go a million miles away to see guys that's good at their job.
Of course.
That's the point
Sure.
we're trying to make.
What are you laughing at? Who's on?
No, my son's just texted me, says you've got your ears on for Halloween. That's all you need, that family backup.
What's his name?
Cameron.
Right, get
Spock.
the lawyer. Change the will.
I'm going to give him a doing when he gets home.
Hey, Paul, his name's Spock.
Oh, very good. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You don't have to. Hold on a minute. You don't have to join in here.
He's on.
You're lucky, as I
tonight.
said, I'm not vain.
Alex is on, a big Rangers fan, saying, look, Martin O'Neill back at Celtic. Billy, it's a serious question for you and for Neil and for Griggsy and for Barry. Part of you think, wow, we'll be back at Ibrox one day. You're not talking about currently, the new manager's just in. Do you think there's a time? Because Alec wanted you to be given the job.
There's a difference from, I can't say I think I'll be back because it's going to happen. What I can say is I would love to go back. And I think every one of the other three would say the same thing.
And why?
Because once you get a taste of it at a higher... First to do your coaching, because I've coached at really good clubs, and I've told you before I've had success. Luckily, I've got to cup finals, won the League Cup with Ross County. A lot of coaches go through their entire coaching career get nothing.
I know. Actually, you won the Scottish League Cup with Ross County. It's phenomenal.
No, there's a few where we've had success, got to the cup final with Queen of the South as well. I mean, I had more as a player, but just that's a good coaching capacity. And then you work at clubs at Dundee United, Dundee. I've worked at a few bigger clubs as well. But when you get the chance to go to Rangers and then you sample it and you know it's a bigger stage, and then you hear the noise of the night of the Fenerbahce game and Bilbao to an extent when we dug in, it's incredible, and you just want more. And then you get to playing against Celtic. It was great drawing against them and beating them, and we loved it. And if you're asking me, would you love to go back, I think that would be the better question, because you would.
Yeah, you'd love to go back, Peter. It must be you were there as assistant with Tony Mowbray, so it just shows you never know in the game. I was just trying to think about the way it's back to basics, or whatever that means just now. Do the simple things. You heard Martin O'Neill saying it earlier on, and maybe the thing about going to foreign coaches all the time, and we keep saying this, it's not about your nationality, but maybe people from these islands, if the game changes again, maybe will that mean the owners will look more favourably on people who play a kind of British style of football?
No, I think they know your personality, Paul. I think that's the problem sometimes.
What do you mean?
We sound a bit abrasive, in the respect of your demands and whatever off your players. No, I do, because I think they know you're not stupid. You know the game well enough. You know your players, and they think we're insular. You think you sit in the house. I think about one night a week, maybe you'll get in the house because you go and watch every game. You talk about it, you're in amongst it all the time.
Play out your head, don't
absolutely. You watch everything that's on television, you name it, you do that. So you never lose that. You don't become a dinosaur. Look, Martin O'Neill, 73 years of age. Do you think Martin's been sitting in the house not talking about football?
No, sure.
He could talk you all to sleep about football, if you understand what I'm saying.
Because that's saying somewhere you and I.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can sit there and blether and whatever.
He's very good with Graham Spears.
But you understand what I'm saying? You end up going through different things, Paul. Tactically, we can speak as well as anybody. We can tell you a situation's arising on the pitch. The difference with top coaches is they can make the decision quickly. They can see things quickly. They can organise things. And you've got to do that. We all can do that. With the different circumstances. When you've got the top players, it's a hell of a lot easier, that's for sure, when you've got the top players, because they can create that bit of magic when you're struggling and win you the game, and that makes it easier, and that's why you become a more successful coach.
3 days to go before the two coaches will come up against each other, and who would have thought this time last week we'd be saying Martin O'Neill up against Danny Röhl. Let's hear from Danny Röhl then. Very happy with the win last night, as you should be. What about this connection with the fans? There's quite a bit about that today in the papers.
Yeah, crucial. If you look back 2 weeks ago, then of course it was maybe a tough place, but at the moment I must really say, since I'm here, I feel so much support and also in my direction. It's fantastic, and today was really important to give my players this 2 minutes, because they deserved it. They put everything on the pitch. I helped them, we helped them as a group, but the players did a fantastic job today.
I enjoyed that. He was directing them at the end, wasn't he?
Yeah. Do you know what I liked about it? Right, I don't like coaches who want to take all the praise. I've seen it so many times. I'm not going to go through the names. I love coaches who'll go up and clap the fans and then he turned round and he pointed to his players time and time again. It's not me, I'm giving you a clap, I appreciate your support, but they did it, and that's the best way to go about it for me. I really don't like coaches who go, yeah, it's me, I've come up with that game plan and master plan.
Who's going to be applauding their own fans at the weekend? Please don't answer just yet, because he said, look, obviously we need to continue to win.
Hopefully, yeah, but let's speak later. This is not the moment. We spoke about creating momentum on Saturday and Sunday. We make the first step, today the next step. We won 2 games in a row, and this helps. Yeah, but I think I spoke on Sunday about short memories in football. Now we have 2 wins. Let's continue. And I think the next 3 games as well.
And of course Rangers move into 3rd position, but it's all about the Cup on Sunday. Here's Martin O'Neill. After the 4-0 win last night, have you thought about the derby?
Genuinely have not thought about it, and I told the players we cannot think of anything here until this game has been won. And I think that I think that message got through. You say whether messages get through or not, you don't really know, but that was it. And I also think to praise players when they've done well, and so that eventually there'll be criticism to players, but they might be able to treat it better if they've had some praise tonight. And it was nothing but praise tonight for them. So listen, everything changes again on Sunday, but just to win tonight was great.
90 minutes or more maybe on Sunday, Cup semi-final. We've got 90 seconds left, so Peter, you've got half of it. What do you feel?
I can tell you 45 minutes after the game, Paul, he was already thinking the Rangers game.
Yeah.
There is absolutely no doubt of that.
What's going to happen, do you think, on Sunday?
I think it'll go the distance. I really do. I think it's going to be that close now.
The final went all the way to penalties last year.
I think that could happen again,
Really?
Yeah, I genuinely do. But listen, I think Nygren has been such an important player. I think he could be the match winner.
So Celtic to win?
Celtic to nick it 1-0, but I think going to extra time.
Much more even game than it's been. Celtic have been favourites for a long time now, but I've got a feeling Rangers will win this after extra time 2-1.
Who do you see the headline? Is it going to be a Chermiti, Miovski? Is it Raskin or whatever? I'm trying to think. In a way, winning's what it's about.
Yeah, just get it over the line. Listen, I don't think they care who scores. It's just make sure you win the game.
Peter, is it who could you see? Johnny Kenny get 2 goals.
I think Nygren will be the one.
Well, you said it. Sorry,
I think Nygren and Paul. I think he misses chances. But the thing I say him about being a Celtic player, he's not scared to miss. He keeps going back in again and he gets his fortune through that. And I think that's why he becomes a big player playing for Celtic.
And Saturday, massive game as well. There'll be a big crowd for Motherwell against St Mirren. You're both going for Motherwell, but you wouldn't be surprised if Saints. It's going to be some game, isn't
extra
it?
time for
extra
me.
time. Get our money's worth.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
As I think you've given us tonight, thank you so much.
It's a
Barry's
pleasure.
here tomorrow night along with Andy. Thanks to everyone who was on. And tomorrow night, somebody is 2 people are going to be going to that match on Sunday. Thanks so much. News is next, and then it's Jokel Day.
This is the Go Radio Football Show with Burger King. Order the ultimate food satisfaction with the flame grilled bacon double cheeseburger XL. Order your Burger King delivery now.
Let's go! The flame grilled Whopper from Burger King. The most food-filling burger.
Is it though?
Is that?
Yes. A slightly better version of you.
I don't understand.
Just like the new Whopper that's juicier and tastier than ever before. Same, but hits different. That's my line now.
Oh, sorry.
Whopper never tasted so good. Order now on the Burger King app.